1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3.
What's happening, y'all? This is Mirror Music and Hip Hop Talks. I'm Andrew. This is Coop, and we're here tonight on Saturday live to talk about the new De La Soul album, Cabin in the Sky, Cabin in the Sky, Cabin in the Sky.
Correct.
So, what's up, man? How we doing?
Tired as hell. Tired as hell.
Yeah. What you got going on? I mean, just work stuff?
Everything. Well, I was meaning to tell you about it behind the scenes, but one of the reasons people haven't seen me is because I've taken on a new position. I'm the bar lead for a new steakhouse opening up in Buckhead. We open on Tuesday.
That's why I haven't seen you. Yes.
I've been there nonstop for the last 30 days, pretty much. It has been kind of a surprise. I literally have told a handful of people. Nobody.
Is this job number 3, or is this in like instead of?
Instead of. This was the type of offer I could not refuse.
Okay. I would like for the people, don't interrupt them too much, but I would like the people to know that Coop and I have been not best friends, but I've been really close friends for like 30 years or something like that. And the last time you saw us on here when we did the Big L review, then I haven't really spoken. We haven't really talked at all hardly since then. Those of you, actually, let me say this out loud too before we get into this too. Some people are saying they can't see us. There are 2 streams going up tonight. One of them is supposed to be a portrait mode, and it was supposed to put the 2 of us like on top of like one at the top of the screen and one at the bottom of the screen, and that one's messed up. I don't know what that is and how to fix it. There is a second stream. I'll see if I can pull it up real quick and put the link in the chat. So if you have not, if you can look at it that way while Coop, I'll put that link in there while Coop talks about his new steakhouse.
Well, the thing I wanted to share with you, I know you probably remember this. I believe when things were, and we're obviously going through some tenuous times in this nation right now.
That's a understatement, but yes.
Correct. Well, those tenuous times a few years ago, and it's funny how quick we forget, were very, very racially driven. Mm-hmm. Because of some things that were, quite frankly, happening with, our law enforcement and men who look like me. And I made it a point to do a post about how, 3 of the best friends that I've ever had in life are actually 3 white guys named Andrew.
Yeah, I remember this conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, and I did about a 5-minute post where, I talked about the 3 white guys named Andrew that had impacted my life. And of course, you're Andrew number 1 because I've known you since you're 15 years old.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So I talked about Andrew number 1, which is you, that I met, in high school in journalism class. And I talked about Andrew number 2, who I met at Dave & Buster's when I moved from Greensboro to Atlanta, who I'm also still friends with to this day, even though his wife likes more of my posts on social media than he does.
That's a different conversation, though.
Right. And then there's Andrew number 3 that I met when I came back from Cali. Well, guess who's running the steakhouse?
Let's say number 3.
Andrew number 3 is running the steakhouse. So Andrew number 3 called me about a month ago. And was like, hey, what you doing? I'm like, getting money, mother.
No. He's trying to play that off. That is exactly what he said, though.
Yeah, it's like that. No, it's like that. I was like, I'm getting to it. Like, what's up? Like, what's up, homie? But I went through, I'm in Midtown. He in Buckhead, them neighbors. So I slid over to Buckhead one day.
Yeah.
I walked through with him. By the time I made it upstairs, I was in the office with the owner for an hour. By the time I was walking downstairs, I was like, what you need me to do?
Yeah.
Because this place is like that, and it's like that it's consumed my time. But well worth it. We open Tuesday.
So that's 3 days. 2 days? 3 days.
And today was actually the first day that I literally haven't been there in about 3 weeks. Like today was the that I hadn't been there in about 3 weeks. So that's where I've been. That's what I've been doing. I'm super humbled and blessed and excited about this opportunity more than words can explain. Um, life is difficult and it's hard to stay motivated. And my money has been my motivation. This is bigger than money, what I'm doing.
Okay, cool. We'll talk more behind the scenes about
Yeah.
the rest of it, but like
this is some of my career legacy at hand. And quite frankly, my career in that takes precipice over, quite frankly, outside of God, family, and friends, and so that's where I've been because, quite frankly, I'm organized and diligent at this stage in my life, and I got my shit together. So, not about to catch me on YouTube more than in Buckhead at a brand new steakhouse. But yeah, wait till you.
If we're looking for Coop, we're gonna look for him in Buckhead. Then, yep.
How about this? This is how serious it is. Big Boy from Outkast is already following us.
Wow, that's big time. That's big time.
Yeah, he ain't the only one. I'm just, but it's like that.
There are other people in Atlanta.
How about this? Big Boy knew about this spot before I did. That's how I know this spot about to be popping because he's stayed as plugged into the things that matter in this city as anybody has in the last 30 years. So when I pulled up and seen he was following us already, I was like, yeah, go ahead and sign me up, man, because he don't be signing up for no bullshit.
He's gonna be pulling some people in. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, just
coming by.
He's the only one. They're food critics and people who I have relationships with in this business over the years that when I pulled up our Instagram page, we're already following this place. I'm like, oh, that's such and such. I used to kick it with her, and then that's him from. And so I'm like, oh yeah,
all the connections are firing up. Yep.
Oh man, when I mean the stars align, Andrew number 3 called me. Like, what are the chances, dude?
Yeah, that's awesome though, man. It's awesome. It's awesome. It's awesome.
So yeah, so I haven't been talking to Andrew number 1 because I've been with Andrew number 3 for the last 30 days.
I've been put at the bottom of the. No, not really. No, I for those of you who don't know, I'm a teacher, so this is end of semester too. So like I've been covered up too.
And you want to know what's crazy about all y'all? And I'm remembering this now from hanging out with Andrew number 3 in my mid and late 20s. All of y'all are musically inclined. Like you're the most musically inclined because you can actually sing and play, but the other 2 know their shit. But Andrew number 3 is closer to you and me, like musically, like he knows some of his stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Cool.
Like, so that's what I've been. That's what it do. This album is great.
Yeah, man.
I want to hear some of your thoughts. I have so many thoughts. This album triggered so many thoughts for me.
It hits lots of touchstones from even my past. Like even I recognize a lot of the points in it. And that's a proud moment for me who didn't grow up in hip hop culture, that I have listened enough now that I'm starting to recognize the points now as well. I told you off camera, I'm going to say it to everybody too, because I have to, have to confess about my ear. Like, I listened to this the first time Friday morning, like when I was driving my kids to school, coming back home, getting ready for school and that kind of stuff like that. And I listened through the first half-ish or so, and it didn't really super duper land for me. I was like, this is all right. I mean, it's not bad. I never thought it was bad, but it didn't. I was like, this sounds kind of dated, I will get back to it later. And then I played the second half of it when I got home that afternoon. I was like, oh, wait, hold on. This is, now I ran it back again, and it's gotten better every time I've played it since then. It gets better and better and better and better and better.
I bet it has.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, this is much more my style of, you know this. I mean, it's not really a surprise to hear the roll call at the beginning and have Black Thought in common. And I mean, you have that whole list of people. And so maybe that was part of my deal at the beginning, because I was expecting to really like it, given, I mean, I love De La too, but like the roll call of people at the beginning. And I mean, I'm gonna say it took a listen and a half to kind of click in gear for me, but once it clicked, it's doing good.
I'm glad that you feel that way. This is what I mean when I have so many thoughts. First of all, upon listening to this album, Not the Nas record, the record right before the Nas record. I can't
Mhm.
think of the name of the record.
Yeah, that one, yes, because that's the one I just listened to. Hold on, right before we started playing. I'm
Beautiful record.
sorry to YouTube's algorithm if it starts playing when I click on it. Because I'm trying to click on it without making it play.
Right.
It's called "Day in the Sun." The one with Q-Tip.
Yes, Stay in the
Yeah,
Sun.
man, that's the shit right there.
That shit is. Whew.
Yeah.
Look here. When that record came on, about halfway into it, I had this epiphany, and I'm gonna share the
Mhm.
hot take, and then I'm gonna kind of toggle back and do a couple things right quick. So bear with me. About halfway through that record, I realized, and listen very closely to what I'm about to say. De La Soul is not the greatest rap group of all time. They're not the most important group of all time,
Mhm.
but they are the most consistent hip hop group in the history of rap.
Wow. Okay. Say more about that.
De La Soul is the most consistent group in the history of rap. The consistency with which they make quality records
Mhm.
about real life trials and tribulations
Mhm.
is nothing short of remarkable. They are the most understated and underrated of all the all time great hip hop groups, and they do belong in the category with all of your favorites. They're the most underrated and understated, quite frankly, because they talk about real shit.
Yeah, they do.
You know what I mean when I'm
Mhm.
saying real shit? Not shoot 'em up, bang, bang, not I sell this, not I ran it. No, like things that the average individual is going
Mhm.
to experience and go through.
Yeah.
They express it with clarity, style,
Yep.
lyricism, and listen to the word I'm about to say because I use this word very, very rarely when it comes to rappers with class.
I'll take that. Yeah, absolutely.
And the fact that they are, I mean, and this is why I'm about to toggle back. Them making this quality of record at this stage in the game after losing
Mhm.
True Boy. I mean, it is phenomenal. We
Yeah.
talk about degree of difficulty. This is, first of all, it's an album of the year contender for me instantly because content wise, it's blowing Let God Sort 'Em Out and Alfredo 2 out the
Yeah.
box. Out the box, content wise, this album is superior to those two albums.
I agree.
The content is too real, too eclectic, too diverse,
It's
and
funky, man.
too well delivered for it even to be a question.
Yeah.
There's almost a message in every record, and they still
Mhm.
made this shit dope. Content wise, it's blowing those two albums out the water. But Andrew, they got 3 joints from Preem and 4 joints from Pete Rock.
I
Beats on this
know.
album were ridiculous.
Yes, they
And
are.
I was sitting back when I was listening to this album, I said, I have never, listen to what I'm about to say, I have never heard a rap album in my life that had 4 beats from Pete Rock and 3 beats from DJ Premier on the same album. Because guess what? It's never happened before until now.
Yeah. That's one of the things that's one of my notes. I don't think I wrote
Never
this one
happened
down, but
before.
I thought it when they were doing the roll call at the beginning. I was like, you can tell even if you knew nothing about De La, which obviously people listening to the sounds of our voices do, but even if you knew nothing about them, if you just hear the list of people who are featuring and who are willing to pull up for something like this, you know how highly in how high esteem everybody who matters in this game holds them, right? I mean, everybody's pulling up for them.
Man, I have so many thoughts. So
I'm
one
trying
of
to
the
cue you up.
one of the things that make this degree of difficulty so remarkable that even within this own campaign,
Mhm,
even within Mass Appeal's own campaign,
mhm.
this album has been the album that people have talked about the least.
Yeah. It's also the one people were talking about before it came out the least. Like, looking forward to it. They went from straight from Mob to Nas, which and the Nas and Premier is going to be really good too, I think. But especially given what we have seen them doing on this album too. That's not what we're here to talk about though. But this is the one that people kind of left out of the conversation, and they shouldn't.
Well, it's better than all the other albums that came out before it. So
I agree.
That's hot take number 2. I don't care what you think about all those other albums or what you personally feel about them. Like me
It's
personally,
definitely the one I'm going to replay the most for sure.
Like everybody knows how I feel about Mobb Deep. Oh no, that Mobb Deep album not better than this album. We're doing objective reviews here.
It's got content, but it's fun too.
Phenomenal.
Like so people in the comments were saying that's a good one to ride to. It absolutely is. It
good for
absolutely
everything. What you want to do. Good for everything.
Yeah.
You having a bad day? Bet.
Yeah.
Good day?
Exactly.
Bet. Riding? Bet. Chilling in the room with the candles lit? Like I was just doing a bet. All that. Yep. It does everything. That's what I mean. You can take that around. I don't know if you can take the other 2 albums that I'm considering in the album of the year with it around the way you can take that album around. Like, and this is what I mean around. Oh no, I can take that around. And I don't say this too often either. This is what I mean, class. No, I can take this album around my daughter and my mother. They both gonna like it.
Yep. I agree.
Don't either one of them really know who De La is. If I were to play this record for both of them,
but I could play that for them too.
I mean, I come from a musically inclined family. So it's like, my daughter is more musically inclined. Actually, my mother and my daughter are more musically inclined than I am. But if I were to play this for them separately, I guarantee you they would have similar thoughts. Like, oh, who is this? What is this? This is,
It's got a groove, man. It's got a groove too. It's not just the lyricism. It's like the lyrics are, that's a different conversation. But like if you're just listening to the beats and to the music and to the samples and all that stuff right there, it makes my head bob just by itself, right?
So this is what I want to toggle back to, because this was one of the thoughts that I was having upon listening to this album for the second time. We as a hip hop community have done De La Soul a disservice because we have not been giving them their just due. But some things have happened to them that have nothing to do with them that have contributed with that. And I want to start from the top of that right quick, which is where they're from. Well, they're from Long Island, okay? Right. If I'm not mistaken, 3 Feet High and Rising comes out in 1990. Okay?
That sounds right, yeah. It's late 80s, early 90s for sure.
Feels 89, 90. Maybe late 90 at the latest.
I'll look it up while you're talking.
Okay, so
maybe somebody in the comments can tell us.
So a little hip-hop history. Well, the most important rap group in the history of rap comes from Long Island, Andrew. That would be Public Enemy.
Right.
Public Enemy is coming out in 1987. So in 1990, when De La Soul is coming out,
it was March 89. I just looked it up, but
March 89.
But yeah, so that time, right?
Think about this. When they're coming out, they're the other group from Long Island. They're the other group from Long Island.
Yeah.
This is Public Enemy's reign when they step onto the scene. It's still, you saying it's March of 1989?
That's what it said on Wikipedia in a really quick Google search, Joe.
That's a year before Fight the Power by Public Enemy. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah, Fight the Power by Public Enemy is 1990. So they're literally within their own neighborhood, so to speak. When they're coming out, they're not it. Andrew. Well, the most important MC of all time also comes out of Long Island. Rakim's from Long Island. Rakim, too, is coming out in 87, 86, 87. He, too, is from Long Island. This is the original Rakim run, which at the time was the greatest run of MCing we had ever
The Following the Leader and the Paid in Full. Yeah, all that stuff, sure.
Still, this is Paid in Full, Follow the Leader. And this album, De La's first album, that's before Let the Rhythm Hit 'Em. So they too are experiencing Rakim's peak right there. So Public Enemy and Rakim, and them being from Long Island, and them being who they are in the spectrum of rap, because at the look at it like this: in March of 1989, when 3 Feet High and Rising is coming out, Public Enemy is the greatest rap group of all time, and Rakim is the greatest MC of all time.
Right.
So even though 3 Feet High and
From their
Rising,
backyard. Yeah.
yeah, the guys in their backyard are literally number one. Not like, and it's not really that conversational around that time unless
Right.
you're an
Sure.
NWA fan or coming out from the West Coast, or you're kind of like holding on to Run DMC. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Public Enemy and Rakim. Their albums got recorded next to each other and inspired each other. Like it takes it, like, so they're feeding off of each other. De La's not part of that. And so they kind of started off under the radar. They started off their career making classic music and not really being fully recognized for how brilliant it was. Well, this continued. Now let's flash forward to when you might be more acquainted with them. Well, in my opinion, their second or third best album, depending on how I'm feeling day to day, is Stakes is High. Andrew, that is literally the worst year to come out with a comeback album in the history of rap.
Yeah.
They came out with Stakes is High in 1996. It is literally the best rap year ever.
Yeah, they got kind of lost in the wash there, for sure.
It is 96 is so dope that I'm not even sure if Stakes is High is a top 10 album in 96. And I think Stakes is High is a classic. That's how classic 96 is.
Yeah, it's a long list.
So you got to look at it. The first classic that they made, totally overshadowed by the guys from their neighborhood and how great the guys from the neighborhood were. The last classic album that they made, totally overshadowed by the year and the figures of the year.
Right.
It's Jay-Z's debut. That's Nas's sophomore album. That is All Eyes on Me by Tupac. That is 8 Aliens by Outkast. Muddy Waters by Redman. The Score by the Fugees. It is Hell on Earth by Mobb Deep. Iron Man by Ghostface. It is literally your favorite rappers from our era at their peaks.
Yep. All of them.
All of them. All of them. And so it is easy for even as great as Stakes is High is, lost in the shuffle again.
Yeah.
And then you go to the final blow, which is taking off of streaming services in an era where people stopped listening to these and albums.
That was a big deal. I remember that being a big deal recently when they put them back on. Like that was a big deal.
So we're talking about 3 moments over the course of about 25 years that had nothing to do with the music, nothing to do with the talent, nothing to do with the skill, nothing to do with the albums, that totally altered the vision of this group. And these were the thoughts that I was having as I'm listening to them, quite frankly, make the best rap album that they've made in about 30 years.
Yeah.
-1. I'm going to say that again, -1. Like, here's how great it is. Go listen to Tribe's album without Fife. Go ahead. It ain't even, not even close.
Right.
I'm just doing that as for comparison and contextualization from somebody within the whole Native Tongues crew.
Right.
And I bring up Tribe because this is the last point that I want to make. I wanted to touch those 3 those keystone points, because they had 3 different moments in time in their career. But this is what I mean. But even within their own crew, and I know this because this has happened to me. I'm gonna tell you exactly why I've always liked Tribe more than De La, and where the separation came, and why the average hip hop fan is more familiar with Tribe than with De La. Award tour and Electric Relaxation off of Midnight Marauders. You want to know what's crazy about that? Trugoy is singing the hook on Award tour.
Oh, for real? That's him.
That's Trugoy. We on Award tour with Muhammad, my man.
I didn't know that was him though.
So the song that took Tribe to a stratosphere that De La didn't reside in, it's De La on the hook.
It's a sideways. Go ahead.
So, like, these little things been happening to them their whole career. And when I listened to this album, all this stuff and all these moments just started coming back to me, Andrew. And I was like, damn, we did them wrong. Like, that's how I felt. It's like, man, we ain't hold them up high enough.
Yeah.
This album is proof we didn't hold them up high enough. Who the hell making it?
We're still here. We're still here. Let me shout out the super chat right quick. JB was here. $2 super chat. He said he got reminded how incisive Pasa's rhymes can be. Like it's There are a couple people in the comments too talking about needing to mention him among the greats. And that's another person that gets overshadowed, I guess, in the same way that you were just saying everybody else's or De La's legacy has been overshadowed as well.
When I mean I had so many thoughts, Andrew, it's like I had an inclination to write it down, and then I was like, nah, it's so much shit. You know, this shit is about to come out. So I'm gonna tell you what's going on with Pos, because there's something that I realized about him during the course of this. First of all, he's phenomenal. Always has been. He's brilliant. Yeah. He has an agility on the microphone that gets really, really understated. Listen to what I'm about to say. His delivery is very Rakim like with the ease he spits it out.
Yeah.
There's some Rakim to the flow, as in the way that it lines up maybe symmetrically more musically than it does within your 16 bar format. Like the way he rhymes would probably sound better with a live band a la Black Thought.
Oh yeah. Huh. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, he would sound better with a live band. But one thing that I did notice, and this would probably be my only critique, and this is probably why he hasn't held up as high, and I've been talking about this so much the last couple of years because I realized the importance of it. His voice isn't distinctive enough to stand out the way that the other people who rhyme as great as him do.
Yeah.
Black Thought does have a better rap voice. Q-Tip does have a better rap voice. Common does have a better rap voice. Rakim, Nas, like the guys that he can rhyme.
His contemporaries, sure.
His contemporaries in terms of the lyrical level he exists on, well, vocally they provide something that makes you more than he does. And listen to the comparison I'm about to make, and then I thought about the guy who I love the most from the Wu-Tang Clan outside of Ray, which is the GZA, because the GZA got the same issue. It's not the GZA lyrically on Liquid Swords, like I've told people. It's like, oh no, it's, you know, that's Rakim and Nas level, like prime Rakim and Nas level. Vocally, the GZA though is not Rakim or Nas in terms of the voice, even though he's got a dope rap voice. Same way Pos got a dope rap voice, but it ain't that top tier distinctive rap voice. And in those conversations, well, you know, it's a game of inches, much like football. And so that is where, and it seems, I don't want to be critical when I'm saying this, that is where he comes up short, if that makes sense.
Right, yeah.
But I don't mean that in a critical way, because I mean, in this analysis, listen to the people that I mentioned him in the breath of. Because he deserves to be mentioned in the breath.
They are the icons that you're naming.
And this is what makes him underrated. Oh no, he can rap with all those guys. It's not a problem.
Yep.
Like, it ain't no problem. He can rap with those guys.
Absolutely, man.
So it's the voice that I heard that actually hurts his case in that consideration. But those other things that I stated supersede the voice. So that's why for me it's like, oh no, that would be like the fifth or sixth problem on the list that they didn't have.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? Like, that's a small thing compared to the streaming problem, you know?
Yeah.
And
what I mean, that to me would be the problem. Like for the modern generation, like that it's, I mean, a lot of the people within the sounds of our voice have the album on CD or tape or both or vinyl or whatever. And
this is what I mean about our generation not doing them justice. Well, we weren't raised in the streaming service area, so we should have been a little bit more in De La, like hip hop radio, hip hop heads, hip hop conversations. In the 5 years that I've spent in this space, no, I've not talked about De La enough. That's my fault.
Yeah. We never did a Mirror Music episode on De La, did we?
No, we did, me, myself, and I.
That's right. We did do one. That's right. And we did one on award tour too, actually, which is obviously Tribe. But it's, as you just said, has...
on that show, I believe I did reference, like, I believe that on that show that we did, I did have some brief De La talk about De La getting the credit that Tribe gets. I believe
I feel like that's true. That's been, what, 3 years ago now. So, I mean, if you guys want to go look back in the Mirror Music archives, you can find that.
The Tribe's 2 best albums are better than any of De La's 2 best albums. But after that, it's De La. Like, does De La have the Low End Theory and Midnight Marauders? In my opinion, no. But they got everything else after that over them.
And the list of people who have
And Pos is lyrically more inclined than Q-Tip. It's just Q-Tip's just got one of them just like dopest voices we've ever heard in music. It's so unique.
And it's not like super power, like it's not that kind of, but it's
unique.
Yeah, and we've talked about this on Mirror Music and Hip Hop Talks and everywhere else for 5 years now. Is that it's almost as important. Having a great voice is almost secondary to having a voice that's instantly recognizable. Like you know them as soon as you hear them, and that goes for non-hip hop artists too. Like Freddie Mercury's voice as soon as you hear it. Like those kind of things.
Yes,
are immediately recognized. Stevie Wonder is one. I mean, Prince is. I mean, all of them. You hear the voice, you know it's him immediately, even if you've never heard the song before.
Look, when Hall & Oates come on, I know exactly who the fuck it is when they come on.
Yep.
Yeah. Paul Simon come on, I know exactly who it is when he come on. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know the voice. Even if I don't know the record, I know the voice sometime, Andrew. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, I ain't heard that yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But you know who it is, though, right?
I know who it is. Well, that's Pos's issue. You probably been listening to my whole life, and it'd be like, I'd be having to remind myself.
Like, is that? Hold on. Yeah.
Right. Be like, hold on. That is him.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But also, too, this is more of a solo mission by him. So we kill a lot of that issue in making this album because it's really, it's a De La album, but this is really like Pos standing front and center, like straight up and down for some of these records in a way that I don't think I've really heard before. It's good to hear them reflect on Dave and reflect on life.
Yeah.
Like they did a real appropriate and proper spin about how they reflected on him on this album.
Mm-hmm.
I really love. They paid him homage and they showed their hurt without it coming off as sad. Like that's why there are some nuances to this album that make it a really beautiful piece to me. Yeah. I would like to listen to it a couple of more times, but I am inclined to say that if this album holds, I am gonna give it some. I'm gonna talk about this in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
My hesitation, somewhat, about saying it could be the album of the year if it holds up, actually has something to do musically I heard on this album from Primo, which actually makes me think there is a legitimate shot that this Nas and Primo album is about to be album of the year, because unlike everybody else, I ain't feel that way all year.
Right.
Until I heard these Primo beats on here. These Primo beats? Oh, if these are the beats that's on the Nas record, everybody's in trouble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The 3 beats because and I don't know where this
which were the 3. Hold on. Which one? You know which ones were the 3?
Track 13, 14, and 3.
Okay, let me look.
I feel track 3, 13, and 14.
Like this list on my phone doesn't have like track numbers on them. I'll have to go look it up later. But
hold on one second. I think I had it up earlier today.
This is it. It's the Sunny Storms is 3. Patty
14,
Cake.
14 and 15.
Life of Truth.
Yeah. Right. 14 and 15 in track 3. Beat
14, so the one with Black Thought on it, it's the one that Primo's on?
Yeah, that's a Primo record.
Wow. And Black Thought was nice too on there.
That's what I thought. Okay, so how about this? Pos and Black Thought are on a record. Damn all that.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize it was a Primo beat.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know until you just said it.
I ain't recognize it was a Primo beat at first. I was like, damn, this shit is dope. And it made me, when Black Thought came in, I was like, who made this beat? Hold on. Because I hadn't checked any credits.
Right.
But here's the thing that I want to say about how it made me excited for the Nas album for the first time this year. Oh no, track 3 is a Primo track. That's Preem.
That's a really good song.
But listen what I'm about to say. When I mean that's Preem, oh no, I'm talking about like that's Preem. That's 94, 95, 96, 97, 98 DJ Premier. Like that beat is like that. I'm like, that sound like that's Nas's like Preem. That's My Steez Preem. That's 10 Crack Commandments Preem. Like,
he still got it in the chamber then. Like he still got it. He still got that gear.
Right.
And I've heard you and other people be talking about all year. Like, do we know that Primo's got it still?
We
like,
getting that
does he still have his fastball? And you're saying he does now.
man, I don't. How about this? It's like, well, you doing a record with Nas. It's like, it ain't like he got to throw one on one, but if he can still throw 93, 94, 95, everybody's in trouble.
Mhm.
And that shit was about on 95, 96 on this album. So I was like, okay, because when I got excited was when I heard the first Preem joint. And I was like, ooh, I was like, that sounds like classic Preem.
Mm.
And then when I got to the Black Thought record and I realized that was Preem too, I said, yeah, I said, people might be in a little bit of trouble. That shit was, I was like, oh yeah. I was like, it might be on. We might, look, he's ahead. Oh, he done heard us talking shit. He done
I'm
heard me
sure.
talking
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, oh, he done heard. Oh, if he in the bag like that, then the Preem Nas album gonna be the album of the year.
Again, I'm happy to be wrong. Like, yeah, I'm glad. I'm
And
glad.
you got to give Mass Appeal credit for the setup of this album, because here's
Mhm.
what I'm telling you. I think we gonna get on this album too, and that's what I mean. It got me excited about
Mhm.
the Nas and Preem joint.
Right. Sure.
Nas and Pete Rock been having a little issue,
Mm.
but Pete Rock done made his way onto this De La album. I bet you the surprise of the Nas Preem album is that Pete Rock's on there too. I bet you that's the surprise, and I don't know that for certain. But when I saw Pete Rock on the De La album, and that's the precursor to the Nas album, and they finally pumped us with some Preem tracks. Think about this: we got a
Yeah.
Ray album, a Ghost album with no Preem. They held Preem shit till it's time to go,
Yep.
and they inserted Pete Rock. Andrew, I had a legitimate thought. I said, have Pete Rock and DJ Premier and Hit Boy been in the studio with Nas working on this album collaboratively?
That's what I'm going to be listening to for the last 3 weeks of the year, or whenever it comes out. Yeah, like that's.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, if the Nas Preem album got like some Pete Rock hit, good night, good night. And seeing Pete Rock on the De La album made me think: is the Common album on hold because Pete Rock's over here doing the De La shit and the Nas shit? Preem.
Yeah.
See how this album was giving me so many thoughts? List all the shit that I've shared in like 30
Common
minutes.
has some good verses on a good verse on here. Like
Everybody
showed up.
Everybody showed up on here, and I'm not gonna harp on it too much. You know, I'm a different guy now, Andrew. I did think to myself, well, everybody, un poquito. Everybody who is kind of like in the realm of the style of music that De La does,
Mm.
well, there's representation. Like Common, Black Thought,
Yep.
Q-Tip.
Right. All of them.
Except for one guy. Guess who, Andrew?
Who's missing? Tell me.
This type of album would have been the perfect album for Andre 3000 to actually jump on and do a verse.
Oh,
Listen to the subject matter. Listen to the content of this album. Listen to the other high caliber quality MCs from his era on this album.
Mm.
It would have been nice if he would have contributed a verse to the album. I think something from him actually could have put this album over the top. How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could have let him play the flute on it.
That's crazy. Let's go to another subject matter about this album. Shout out to Outkast and Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
No, I was about to say shout out to them though, for real. Like that's really cool. I wish Andre had performed with them, but whatever. Different conversation for a different day.
Happy they made it into the hall. They deserve it.
Yeah, they absolutely deserve it. JB was here, has a super chat again. $5. Thank you, sir. Coop, can you speak to the voice production choice importance?
Speak to the what?
It said voice/production choice importance. We talked about the voice a little bit already, but
I think we kind of touched on the voice. Well, I mean, I've actually touched on the production too. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm going to say this again. Oh no, there's never been an album in rap history until this one that got 3 beats from DJ Premier and 4 beats from Pete Rock. There's only about 18, 19 joints on here.
Yeah, 19, I think.
19. So that means almost a third.
20.
20. So that means a third of the album is produced by Pete Rock and DJ Premier. So your production is damn near taken care of because, and this is what I mean. Oh, this ain't no old sound in Pete Rock or DJ Premier. This shit sound fresh. It sounds dope. It sounds classic still, like their style for the most part on a couple of records. And that was the cool thing about a couple of them Pete Rock beats. I was like, hold on, I like Pete. I got 4 joints on here because I only heard 2 Pete joints the first time I listened, like for
Yeah.
my ear.
Right.
And so I was like,
One
oh
of them they
no,
shouted him out, like they said, like but
yeah, they in the bag switching up speeds and shit on the production too. This album is a very very nice piece of work.
yeah, it's very good. It's
And,
very good.
somebody on YouTube earlier this year when I talked Alfredo 2
Mm.
and said it was album of the year, referenced, how people prefer the higher self of Kendrick over the lower self of a Freddie in
Right.
terms
I remember
of
that conversation. Sure.
those juxtaposed black thoughts that
Right.
dichotomy
If you guys haven't seen that, you should go back and watch that episode too. You can find that on the
that
channel. So.
it goes back to that veil of consciousness that WEB
Right. Sure.
talks about in the souls of black folks, about how we exist on two sides constantly here in America. It reflects in rap more than any other part of our culture. In my opinion, I am going to be fascinated for all these people that have been saying that let God sort them out, or have been with me on Alfredo 2 being the album of the year. I want to see how those higher selves vibrate towards this the way they vibrated towards Kendrick.
Yeah.
Because this album got more higher self to it than anything Kendrick's done since To Pimp a Butterfly. You feel what I'm saying?
This has got, absolutely.
So that same higher self people been embracing Kendrick for and saying me, I need to get with them same
Here it
motherfuckers.
is.
Right, them same motherfuckers that was talking that shit to me, Andrew, and I mean this, they better get with De La real fast. Since they love that higher self so much. I mean that. Since you love that higher self music so much, this is the epitome of a higher self.
I do love that higher self music. I mean, I know you're not talking about me, but like, I love that kind of music, and this, when I finally got out of school brain mode, it hit me immediately. Right.
So I'm not expecting it to do Kendrick numbers. I'm not expecting it to get Kendrick response.
No.
But I expect these same people that be rolling up in here the last 5 years talking this higher self shit, they better attach themselves to this album then, since they love that shit so much. I mean that. Since you love that style of music so much, be consistent. Don't make it about a rapper or two that you like, because that's what I feel like be going on. You don't like that higher self shit, like you say.
You're talking about cult of personality now, right? Like that's.
Yeah, you like a couple of rappers that spit shit a certain type of way that you like. You really don't like that higher self, like you say. Because, if you did, everybody be talking about this album right now. Everybody. Because it should be. It's the best album out right
now. Yeah. The people in the comments, thanks guys for pulling up and hanging out with us, man. Like they're all, this is pretty universally positive too. And I haven't seen very many like live stream comment sections in this year really at all, where everybody here is saying, man.
No, I want that energy where people be talking about all the things that these rappers be providing us in their music that really don't be like connecting all the way through. This shit connects all the way through.
It does. Somebody just said, Chingofi said, this wasn't boring and preachy higher self stuff. Like it wasn't, he's not preaching at you, right? I guess not preaching at you.
I didn't mean to say it like that, but
I mean, you can say that without comparing that.
I ain't coming at your quote unquote famous rapper who turned positive, try to tell you how to live. That's a little bar from Malice from way back in the day.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The people also want you to talk a little bit about the Nas's verse on Run It. Was it Run It Back? Run It Back? Run It Back? Yeah. A little bit.
I feel like intentionally he hasn't been given too much of himself to these records. And I don't mean that in a bad way. And I don't mean it like the verses he's been providing haven't been dope, because they have been.
Yeah.
But I feel like his intention with his guest feature runs through this Legend Has It series has been more to accompany and complement the album than to try to stunt and do standout shit. And I like that, because he's letting the artist take the forefront.
He's doing best supporting actor for sure.
He's definitely doing some Gene Hackman, you know what I mean, in terms of like, oh no, he's not your lead guy on this shit, but he's a great right hand, you know. So
what I've noticed him doing, and actually Black Thought did it too on here, is people are going to be insulted us because they're going to hear me say he's copying, and I'm not saying he's copying. He is adopting or paying tribute to the flows of the original artist, right? So he's almost like he's demonstrating he can do this in this style too, and he can do that in this style, and do it in this style, and do it in this style. He's just
okay. So
I don't want to be like he's showing off, but like he's clearly got all the different ones in his bag.
So Black Thought and Nas kind of have like the same low key flex that makes them operate like on that highest level that we've ever seen, and that's their ability to emulate other people's style and incorporate it into their own. I would give Black Thought an edge over Nas in that regard, but that's just because of one record. There's a record on the Tipping Point, where Black Thought literally emulates Big Daddy Kane and Cool G rap, and he literally sounds just like them. Like you think it's Kane and Cool G rapping. And so as far as Black Thought is concerned, there has never been an MC that can get into another MC's pocket of flows the way that guy can. Never. Like that is a flex. That is him showing off.
It is. I don't want to. Yeah, like I don't want it to come off like I'm being insulting though. Like
like Black Thought style is supreme, but he's so supreme. He's like, yeah, I can adopt your shit too for him.
There's a $5 super chat from CJ the Kid. Thanks, CJ. Before this, many felt that Mobb Deep Infinite was the best album from the Legend series. Has the De La album surpassed it, and if so, in what ways? He's got us a whole essay prompt we got going on here. It's good job, CJ.
What's up, CJ? Yes, it's better. The production's better. The rhymes are better. The content is better. I mean, and there's nothing against the Mobb album. The Mobb album probably has more moments, whereas a hip hop fan, where you go, ooh, like you know that
style,
that dopamine. It's that dopamine that style it provides you. But from beginning to end, it's not the player that this is. It's just not, you know. And you know they're taking old Prodigy verses and stuff we haven't heard, and I mean he sounds great, but Pos is like alive and well and brilliant on this album. So it's like
he's kicking it present tense,
kicking it hard present tense. That's what I'm saying. Like no, like advantage rhymes. Like you know it's like like the Tribe's fourth album, Beats, Rhymes, and Life. Well, the beats advantage De La. Well, the rhymes advantage De La. The life advantage De La. Yeah, that's what we do, you know. That's what it is. I mean, it's not. I mean, the production wise would probably be the closest comparison.
Right.
Those are the two best produced albums in this series, in my opinion, and so they are the two best albums. But the content of this album just separates it. And the content on this album, for me, separates it really from almost all the material made this year.
Yeah, I agree.
Truth. And that's what makes me think, no, this might be the album of the year, because the album of the year is supposed to stand out and separate itself, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've never been afraid to, like, you know, stick to my guns. It's like, I don't care what everybody else is saying. I just, like, listen to what my ears is telling. It's like, oh, no, in 2020, it's like when I heard Pray for Paris, I'm like, no, that's the best rap album this year. I don't care what, like, that. No, like, I listened to, no, that's the best rap album I heard this year. And I do have some similar thoughts about this, where I'm like, oh no, I don't care what you say, or I know what I just heard. Like when
I can say for sure that of the Mass Appeal albums, this is the one, at least to this point, that I will listen to it the most.
Well, right? I'm consistent. This is what I mean, style wise. Pray for Paris is so diametrically opposed to this album. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's literally the antithesis of everything this album is. And so I'm consistent too. Oh no, the shit need to be dope. It ain't about what I prefer.
Right.
It's not.
It's thematically great, but it's also fun. It does both things, right? Like
it makes you think.
Like you said, you can do whatever with it.
It makes you think and reflect, but it makes you feel good at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, And honestly, we need more feeling good stuff going on in the world that we have right now. DJ Space King, you get $5 super chat. He said, "What y'all think about the intro of the album? Because I think it's beautiful." The roll call.
That's one of those things I personally don't love it, but I love what it does for the album, and I understand how other people feel about it. I'm not as a big a fan of it, but it fits well within the scheme of the album, and I can see how it excites people fundamentally. But me personally, not the biggest fan of the intro. It's cool.
Yeah.
I'm different. Like, I like the intro to The Chronic.
I'm going to, show my lack of hip hop knowledge here. The first time I heard the intro, I didn't know the Dave at the end was the
True Boy.
Right. I didn't know that. So I was like, okay. I mean, it's cool to have the roll call, but I felt it went on kind of long. I mean, that's kind of what my feeling was when I first heard it without any context at all. I was like, oh, they got all these people on here. Okay, that's kind of cool. But like, then I got to the place where I was like, I'm probably gonna skip this the next time I listen to it. And then I registered who Dave was at the end and how that's, like you said, how that's setting up the rest of the album. Then it kind of needs to be there, right?
So this is what I mean when I'm saying I like the intro to The Chronic. When I play The Chronic, I don't skip the intro and go to Dre Day, because the intro is the perfect setup and lead into Dre Day.
Right.
And it's just long enough. It's about 1 minute and 20 seconds. You know what I'm saying? And it's gangsta. It's funny. It's letting you know who they are and that they're in the building. And, the way that it ends and goes into Dre Day. And I mean, of course, I'm talking about The Chronic. And, for people, if I haven't said this before, like, I don't think The Chronic is the greatest rap album of all time. But those first 7 songs on The Chronic, that's the best run of rap music I've ever heard on an album. So that's the bar for me when I'm thinking about an intro, because of how it leads into the first half of that album. The intro to me, because it leads into the album so properly and appropriately. So that would be the bar, and this does fall well short of that bar. But I only say that, like I said, if I'm bringing up the intro to The Chronic, and my critique of your album is your intro, you've probably done a pretty damn good job.
Yeah. If you haven't even have to pull The Chronic out, like, as a frame of reference, right? I just looked it up. The intro to this one, to The Cabin in the Sky, is 3.5 minutes.
That's too much.
That's what it felt like to me when I listened to it. Like, like you said, I understand why it's there. Like, I understand the point and I understand what you're doing, but and the other thing is, I don't know how you make it shorter, like, and still have the same effect. Like,
correct. That's what I mean. It's like, no, I'm cool with it, but it ain't my thing. Yeah. Like, I mean, not to be funny, it's like, well, everybody they kind of called out. It's like, well, I kind of knew y'all was gonna call those guys out. So that's why I mean, it's like, well, I ain't do nothing for me. It's like, oh, Common here, Black Thought here, Nas here, Q-Tip here. It's like, motherfuckers better be here. It's De La's last album, probably. You know what I mean? It's like, you better be here.
And that's an underrated thing of what Mass Appeal has done this year, is they're closing out the legacies of probably closing out the legacy, not of every single one that has released one, but several, right?
So let's have a quick conversation. I talked to Taj this week. Me and Taj talked for like 2 hours. About 2 years ago, I don't even remember which conversation I had with Taj, because I've had so many countless conversations with her at this point. But me and her pretty much got to a point in the conversation, and she was like, but Coop, what you gonna do when all these old niggas retire? And I was like, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm like, what is everybody else gonna do?
You can go work at the steakhouse.
Well, not even that. So some of what's been going on with me this year, and some prophecy to what Taj was saying a couple years ago. Well, when this Legend Has It campaign came out, I thought back to the conversation with Taj, and I say to myself, Oh yeah, the writing on the wall. Like nobody wants to be the old guy in the club.
Yeah.
Like nobody wants to be the old guy in the club. And I say that now because I'm 44 and I have a lot of young friends that drag me out sometimes.
Mm.
And sometimes when I get to where they take me, it's like I'll have a drink with them and I'm going home because when I
Yeah.
look around the room, it's like I don't know if I'm the oldest person in the room. But that's one of those things for me where it's like, well, hip
But you
hop,
have to ask the question, right?
right, right.
Yeah.
And so none of these guys want to be the old guy in the club. It's not a good look.
Mm-hmm.
It's not cool. It's like, what you doing here still, dude? You ain't ran up in the spot enough. You ain't pulled enough girls out here. You ain't popped enough bottles. You ain't had enough yet. You still addicted to the life, like approaching 60. So there is a part about it that it's just like you have to understand, much like me and other people who you see on this YouTube space, y'all do understand that, well, have whole careers.
Yeah.
And this is these guys' careers. And much like me, kind of like I took this job because it's more elevated and appropriate for somebody my age
Right.
in this business.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is kind of what my training and my teaching has taught me to do and where to go. In hip hop, they are kind of trying to set up a format with this Legend Has It campaign
Mm-hmm.
for rappers to gracefully retire for the first time.
Yeah.
That's what this is about. This is about paying homage and letting our legends retire with grace
And not
and
just
doing it
disappear. Yeah.
and doing it and doing this back to the class. Well, ain't nobody really giving no retirement speeches.
Mm-hmm.
The albums are the retirement speeches.
They
I,
are.
I don't
Absolutely, they are.
I don't think I'm getting another Ghost album. I don't. I don't think I'm getting another Ray album. I don't. I know I'm not getting another Mobb Deep album. I
Right.
know I'm getting another Big L album. I am 99% certain I'm not getting another De La album.
Or Slick Rick. Yeah.
Slick Rick's definitely. That
Yeah.
was I was surprised that he was even part of this.
Yeah.
And then and do not be surprised if the last time that you hear a Nas album is the Nas Primo album, because if that album is phenomenal and album of the year, and somebody that thinks he's the greatest MC of all time, I would like him to end his career that way if he makes the album of the year with Preem. I would like for him to like end it at the top. He's been the best. Seems crazy to say he's been the best rapper the last 5 years.
He has.
He's been the best rapper of the last 5 years in totality, all things considered.
Right.
Verses, albums, songs, influence, spear, spectrum, the business ventures and the moves.
Even just the 50 rap 50 years. Like, I mean, even all that stuff.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So he's been the
Yeah.
best the last 5 years. And so no, I would this album is like that. If it's anywhere operating at the high end of the Hit Boy run, like if it's something comparable to a Magic
Yeah.
83, like if it's operating on that spectrum, yeah, I would like him to walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm I'm not one of them selfish fans. Like I don't want to see these dudes old and me not interested in them anymore.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, and no disrespect to any of them, it's kind of already happening to me.
Mm.
You know, because it has to happen if you really love your legends and you want to accept that they can't always be here for you.
Yeah.
They got to go do what they got to do too. And it's time for a lot of these guys to segue into the next phases completely. Like cats have
Right.
been transitioning and doing other things for a long time now. Like I follow Ray on Instagram. Ray been in his entrepreneurial bag for
Mm-hmm.
a minute. I guarantee you right
And
now,
all
for
these
the
guys have. Yeah.
yeah, I know for a fact the last 10 years, Ray been making more money off his name, his brand, and his deals and how he packaged shit and put shit together off the rap shit. And
Mm-hmm.
so in a lot of ways, a lot of these guys are rapping for us. And it just don't
Yeah.
seem fair to me personally to ask that of them anymore. Go find somebody else to talk about. Go find somebody else to listen to. That's how this shit worked too.
Yeah.
Like, not to be
It's a
funny,
young man's game, right?
ain't nobody running ain't nobody running around listening to Kane and Ra and G like that,
Mm-hmm.
like they was even 15, 20 years ago. It's just part of the cycle.
Yeah.
You got to accept it just because it's the legend from your era. Oh, don't think that the cycle, they might have extended the shelf life of the cycle. They might be reformatting it and changing the game. Oh, no, we're going to retire gracefully with some paper in our pocket. Oh, no, all those things are beautiful things. Out of here, though. Out here. They out, man. Like, if you, people have been asking for this Nas and Premier album since he had 19 years old, 20 years old. This motherfucker in his 50s. Yeah, if that's an album of the year, he should walk away. What else is there for you to do? There really ain't nothing for him to do but this album. And guess what? The only reason that he should do this album, because of all the shit we've been talking about him wanting to do album all this year, it serves him no real purpose to do this Nas Preem album. That's why I really wasn't that excited about it. And I've been kind of downplaying it. I know people have been feeling some type of way about it. It's like, oh, he doing this shit for us. He don't got to do that. He already the greatest MC of all time.
Yeah.
Literally.
And you always want people to retire while they still got their fastball before.
He's doing a whole project for us, and I don't want people pulling up, oh, this don't sound like Memory Lane. And Nas is like, man, shut the fuck up. You didn't even have to make
somebody. Somebody's gonna be saying that regardless.
Yeah, that's exactly why I didn't want the album to kind of happen in a lot of ways. I'm like, okay. Taj will tell you, I've been saying this shit to Taj for like a year and a half now. I've been like, oh no, you know how these niggas are.
I want to highlight this comment to Rosart, who you guys interviewed from producing. The producer Rosart. He's in the chat. Thanks, guys, man. Thanks for being here. He said we're definitely getting a new Chef album next year. And he is somebody who would know.
See, that excites me. And I love that. But what I'm saying is,
again, happy to be wrong. Yeah,
I'll be happy to be wrong, but I'm not setting myself up to be right by saying, oh no, these dudes about to keep on rapping and rapping and rapping and rapping and rapping. I'm not setting myself up for that. Because what happens, and what I've realized from being on the side of it in this space, is that, no, it is time to find new people and other things to talk about for people in my sphere if we're going to continue to operate in this sphere. Some of the changes and transition I've been trying to make have something to do with the fact, well, no, the guys that you have been watching me cover and these, it's kind of,
older than us, right?
Significantly.
Yeah, right. So there are people that we were listening to.
I mean, the only people that I've covered in the last 5 years that are in my age bracket are Griselda and Freddie. They're in our age bracket. The rest of these guys are older. Yeah, like Conway, Benny, and Westside are a few years younger than us. And Freddie, they're all around the same age. But those are the only guys that I've even covered the last 5 years that are even in my age bracket in terms of who I've covered in 5 years with regularity.
Rhapsody's in our age bracket too, right?
Who?
Rhapsody is in our age bracket too.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Right. So
a little bit younger.
She is younger. I don't want to put those words on her, but like she is a little bit younger, but not
a little bit younger.
Yeah.
But been around for a long time. That's why I may feel that way. Yeah. You got to understand, most of these guys have been covering, like, look at it. If I started this 5 years ago, well, these guys were in their 40s when I started. They're in their 50s now.
Yeah, we celebrated Nas's birthday with an album release, in fact. Yeah.
That was a couple years ago.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they're in their 50s. So it's like, no, like I'm just in a different place and space with it because I'm watching the guys that I love, that I grew up, idolizing musically. Well, they're on to different things. That's what I'm saying. Half the time when I get tea leaves on these guys now, it's not even rap related.
Yeah.
I am excited the fact the Chef's making another album, though.
That's great. I'm excited. I don't know if that's an exclusive for
Chef Ray,
but it'd be great. Great. Would love to hear it.
That's my favorite thing member. Of course, I want to hear another album from Chef.
And that's the case for Nas. People were saying in the comments too, like, quit trying to retire Nas. But like, I mean, obviously, if he's going to come out,
stop trying to keep him around forever.
Yeah. If he wants to do it, I mean, great. We'll listen. Absolutely. As long as he wants to do it.
Nobody's trying to make him retire. Get out your fucking feelings. This is the shit that I'm talking about. Listen to what I'm saying. There is nothing in rap that this man hasn't done. If this album is the album of the year, what the fuck else do you want? Like, really?
And again, if he pulls up afterwards and wants to do it again, great, wonderful. He can do it. He can do as much as he wants to, but
what do you want? Like, what do you want after a Nas and Preem album? Like, motherfuckers, get real. This is the shit that be pissing me off. This is exactly what stop trying to retire.
People have been asking him
stop trying to hold on to this motherfucker like we can put him in a sarcophagus and mummify him and bring him back to life. If this album is the album of the year, don't you? What everybody talk about when they talk about Michael Jordan? When they talk about Michael Jordan, when they talk about the end of his career, what do they say? Should have left on the shot.
Yeah.
So if this is the shot, walk. Fuck that shit these people talking. That's when you walk. Because here's the thing about it. When people go back to how they want to remember MJ, don't nobody talk about no Washington Wizard shit. They go back
Right.
to him stealing the ball from Karl Malone, taking the ball up the court, laying the ball up, coming up on the next play, crossing / pushing Byron Russell.
A little bit of both. A little bit of both.
The shot.
Yep.
With the hand.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you go.
Moment, right?
That's how you go. Fuck that shit y'all talking. That's how you go. Yeah. Y'all understand that? I know everybody in there remember the shot, right? That's how you go. You don't sit up there and hold on for people that's literally about to literally turn literally right back around after you stay too long and be like, damn, he stayed too long. Mm-hmm. Should have left on the shot. And that's Mike they talk about.
I was gonna say Mike kind of got away with it too a little bit. Like, I mean, obviously he's not, 90s Mike in the Wizards, but like he's still better than a lot of cats. Like, we're not talking about Hakeem and Patrick Ewing and those guys who.
No, it's Mike.
Right, like.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, the guy that hit the shot though. Like, Scotty didn't play well in that game. He literally carried that team. The guy that's in Washington couldn't carry a team anymore. Yeah. Is that how you want to remember Mike? No. And that's not how people choose to remember Mike. And every time people talk about the end of Mike's career, they go back to the shot. Mm-hmm. Because that's what people do. The same people that say they love you and all this, as soon as you take a step down, they be the same people be like, ooh, he took a step down.
Well, he's 40, yeah.
He should have left that. Yeah, so no, I don't want that for the best rapper of all time. No, because I look at how they did the most famous person in the world about it. Mm-hmm. That's the most famous person in the world. That's the greatest basketball player who ever lived, and people talk shit about his ending. Mm-hmm. Now, you've been on this space with me long enough to see how much shit's been talked about this man in the media. And y'all really want him to rap after this album. If this album is album of the year. Like, if there's some space or some more ground to cover, please explain to me what it is. Somebody. Give me some.
It's his space, man. Like, he can, to me, he can do whatever he wants to do. I mean, he is like 20 years past doing whatever he wants to do. He can do whatever he wants to do.
He can rap as long as he wants to. He's rapping exceedingly well right now. But from somebody that is a history buff like I am, like in general, like world history, war, music, sports, what history tells us is that the people want to remember you at your height, not at your come down.
Right.
Now, he done had a couple comes downs and then came all the way back up to these heights. And y'all want to risk another come down? Like, how much of a fan are you really? Really? Is that what you want for your favorite rapper? Because I don't want that for my favorite rapper. So I'm very clear about what the fuck I'm saying. I don't want that for him. So all of y'all that, oh, he this, he that, prove it. That's what I'm saying. Don't test my gangster about it. I've been the main one waving this fucking flag for y'all.
DJ Space King also says he cannot stop listening to Slow It Down by Nas. That's a $2 super chat. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
I think it's the second best song in the KD run outside of Store Run.
It's a great song.
Yeah,
it's a great
Store Run and Slow It Down. That's my one too.
Great song.
Shout out to Death Row East.
That was one of those songs that, this is not to get too far off subject, because we're here to talk about De La Soul's album, but obviously it's leading into the Nas and Prem album that's coming too. Slow It Down was one of those first hip hop songs that I knew my ear was tuning up, right? Like, because that one jumped out at me immediately when I heard it.
Yeah, I remember where I was and what I was doing the first time I heard the record, and I just remember being like, "Oh my fucking god, this dude still got it this late."
Yeah,
what the fuck? That was my literal thought after listening to that record. I'm like, man, it's like this ain't happening again. Ain't no rapper about to sound this good this late.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean. Nobody sounded this good this late as it is. What are you doing? Nobody sounded this good this late. What more do you want?
Yeah.
Not to switch speeds, quote Jay-Z. Niggas want my old shit. Buy my old albums. Niggas stuck on stupid. I gotta keep it moving. Niggas make the same shit. Me, I make the blueprint. I gotta spit some J bars to you to get you to understand.
Cover all the bases, man. Cover all the bases. But man, this De La album was really good.
No, it's littered with highlights. The guest appearances are, I wouldn't say stellar. They're appropriate. Like
exactly.
I would say nobody steals the show from Paz, but compliment him real well. There's a lot of team building and
there's nobody trying to murder him on it. Like there's nobody trying to do that.
The collaborations is very frank. It's like John Stockton, Karl Malone, chest pass, bounce pass, like fundamental back. It's nice, it's pleasing, and then you realize this is why De La is also so understated. They just do all those fundamentally things so well. No, they make quality music. They pick quality beats. They have quality topics. They have quality rhymes. It's wildly consistent. They're wildly consistent. They always have been, really. And so this album is reflective of that. And also, too, these reviews have been also like legacy conversations. Because the run is called Legend Has It. About the music, but it's also about their legacy. So these reviews are going to be music legacy conversations. That's literally what the campaign.
That's what they're for.
Yeah, another idiot pulled up on YouTube talking about, would have been nice if you would actually reviewed the Big L album. I've been like, would have been nice if you was actually a fan and know that all that shit's actually been put out before. Right.
So we have two more super chats here. And Ill Magic, thanks for pulling up, man. I'm glad. It's good to see you. $5 super chat. I really enjoyed this album. It's a 4.8 out of 5.
Pretty high.
It's a very good record. It really is.
Look, I'm struggling with how much I love my lower self because I'm having a hard time putting Alfredo 2 over this album. I need to hear it.
It's a good conflict to have, man.
Yeah, my lower self is gonna go listen to Gold Feet and Enchilada when I'm done and see my lower self thinking ass. Maybe I'm not vibrating high enough.
You gotta have both. You gotta have both, man. Like
I have Libra, but
we contain multitudes, right? We contain multitudes.
Well, that's what I mean. I love NWA and Public Enemy the same. I love Mobb and The Roots the same. I love Mobb Deep more than none of the other guys. I love Mobb Deep and Outkast the same. You know, so it's like I've always had balance with it. You know, I like Ray the street guy in Wu-Tang, but Jizza the thinker in the crew. Those are my two favorite guys. I like the street dude and the thinker.
Okay, CJ is going to get us off subject a little bit, but we got to shout him out because he sent us a $10 super chat. Thank you, man. He does not have to do this. I assume he, and being Nas in this context, doesn't have to do this at all, in my opinion, but I see some people still wanting that Nas and Jay-Z collab album, but I think Jay turned it down. Please don't scream at me, Coop. Prayer hands.
So, when you're talking about, definitely gonna have to chop this show up. We're all over the place. When we're talking about,
well, no, actually, the first like 3/4 of it, we were straight De La. We did pretty good, and now we're turning. This is not quite into a hip hop talk show. Like we're talking about all of the things, but I mean,
that's cool. No, that's cool.
That's kind of what we're doing, though, right?
No, I'm always with the shits. So, excitement and anticipation for a Nas and Preem album is a very palatable thing, and here's why. New York State of Mind. Represent. Memory Lane. New York State of Mind too. Nas is like, I gave you power. Second, like we have some evidence that says that we should want this album. What are y'all hearing from the Jay and Nas records that makes you want that album to happen? I'm not hearing that from those records. Black Republican is still the best record they did together, in my opinion. And I don't even think that's a top 50 collab song.
Yeah. There's nothing that like, oh yeah, like it's not.
those
It
guys,
doesn't really do anything for me.
those guys separately excite me on some rap shit as much as anybody who ever lived this side of Tupac and Big, quite frankly. But
Mhm.
the reality of it is that I don't think the project would go well, and here's why. Definitely Nas, but also Jay. Their best shits are solo missions. That's why we love them so much.
Yeah.
Nas's best records are solo missions. Jay's best records are solo missions.
Mhm.
Them being together compromises a lot of their greatness because a lot of what they do better than everybody else is, man, when they get to that third verse, they're still whoever they were on
They're
the
taking
first
off.
verse.
Yeah.
Yeah, they still
They're
well,
not just like tacked on to the end. Yeah.
and sometimes they go even higher on the third verse. Well, you're not
Mhm.
going to get that necessarily if that happens. And then if you think about it, well, why would they do a joint album and do solo songs? You get what I'm saying? No,
Yeah.
no,
There's
we don't
no
have.
reason to do that.
Yeah, BBC on Magna Carta Holy Grail is not enough. Success, even though Success is the second best song in my opinion, that's not enough. That Say Sorry or I'm Sorry, that Cali shit, you can keep that. So no, you can keep that. You can keep that album too. And we don't know what Jay sound like. It's just
Yeah.
too. It's too much. No, negative.
Yeah.
Like that's and not you, CJ, but I better not hear nothing after this Nas and Pre. I'm be like, now you need to do an album with Jay. Stop that. They gonna be. This is what I mean. They're gonna be like, now you need to do an
There's
album.
definitely going to be a, and now they, yeah.
Right. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
you know what? He need to do an album with Black Thought. What happened to that Common album he was supposed to do? No, cut that shit. We don't
I
have
mean,
enough evidence for any of those things.
again, he is welcome to do any of those things if he wants to. I mean, if he decides he wants to, I mean, man, have at it. But
If he want to
we
do
should
it,
not
that's
feel
fine.
entitled to any of it.
But people running around talking about what he should do next, nah, that need to stop. You getting your Nas and Pre album. Shut the fuck up.
You've been
Right.
asking for this for 30
Right.
years.
You are getting what you have been specifically asking for the most. He is is like his daughter's wedding and he is honoring all requests. But this is the big request. He is honoring the biggest request. Like no more requests. That's what I'm saying.
I got you.
We don't ask this out of our other legends. Nobody told Prince like after he made Purple Rain, hey, you need to make about 3-4 more Purple Rains, right? No, nobody said that after
He
Michael
wouldn't have
Jackson.
done that shit anyway, but yeah.
Nobody does this to Jay. Nobody
Yeah.
Jay need to go do this, right? Nobody do that. Ain't nobody ever did that to Rakim. Talking about, Rakim need to do an album with Kane. Didn't nobody ever do that shit.
Hmm.
Just this guy for some reason. Motherfuckers.
But we are obviously looking forward to the Nas and Primo project, just to hear what level. I mean, it seems like they're both working at a very high level right now. So
I got excited for the first time over the last 2 days, like genuinely excited. I'm like, oh, these Primo beats are phenomenal. Let's go. Game on.
let's do it. Yes. So how are we rating De La's record? Like, where are we at right now?
My first
I know
thought
it's
was
only been a day or
4.5.
two.
My first listen told me 4.5, and my second thought is telling me more of the same, and maybe even a little higher. But I'm gonna keep it at 4.5 right now.
I'm good with that. I'm happy with where we're at.
But
Yes.
I really am legitimately see now, and this is and I like to do this. Well, now that I have something that contrasts those other two albums that I consider the album of the year. Well, now I'm about to play them in the order that they came out.
Yeah, I was about to say I've gone back in the last couple of weeks and listened to some of the ones that I have in my head and in
So
conversation for that. And
so sometime in the next couple of days, I'm going to listen to Let God Sort Them Out, Alfredo 2, and Cabin in the Sky, like in that order. And I'll have a better idea once I do that. But I like when I think I'm hearing the album of the year, I like to hear it by itself at least 3 times before I put it in the other shit that I think is on.
I've done this one twice now, so
Me too.
I want to come back to it.
Me too. I did yesterday. I did today. I jumped through some stuff before we got on just to kind of refresh myself a little bit from earlier. And but yeah, 4.5 album of the year contender for certain.
It definitely at the very least belongs in that conversation.
Well, sleeper album of the year already. Period. Not even a question. So as far as like the album, like every year there's an album or two that comes and we're like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that. This is that.
Yeah.
This is
Even I, who a De La fan, like I didn't expect this either. Like I was like, okay.
I've had the expectations weren't as high for me. Some of that does have to do with the fact, like I think their last album was 2016. I wasn't a big fan of it. The last time that they made a product that I did viably listen to consistently was Stakes is High. Andrew, we were sophomores in high school.
That's when I met you.
Correct. Actually, you met me yeah.
Yep, it was that year.
So think about it. The last time that they made something that I really listened to regularly was when I met you. Our friendship is going on 3 decades now. So,
and my hair, you see my head now. My hair was like this.
I had waves. I had waves.
I remember.
Yeah. So, yeah, but album of the year contender might be album of the year. See, I don't want to run around and be like, man, this is the album of the year, and then December 12th coming, I'd be like, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
You can say it's album of the year right now on November, what's today, 22nd.
My time in this space is also like I'm kind of tired of doing that too.
Yeah.
You know, like, this album of the year right now, I've kind of gotten to that place in that space where it's like I like to pick an album that sets the bar. This year, that would be the Clips album, and then if something
like where things are in relation to it,
right. And if something comes along that I feel like is better than where the bar has been set, then I will call that album of the year, which is what I did in Alfredo too. But once I've done that, I've learned no, I'm going back in until the end. So that's just my thoughts about how I approach it now. So I don't want to call it album of the year right now, because that's what I'm saying. It's like, well, that would be my third time calling something album of the year this year. It's like, nah, we good.
Yeah, and you're on a video saying the other ones too. DJ has a $2 super chat. Thank you. I gotta remember to start putting these on the screen. That Soul Break It On is my number 1 record.
Shit dope. That's what I mean. Like every time you tell me a record on here, I'm like, no, that shit dope too. There's a lot of dope records on here. And degree of difficulty, it's a lot of records. They made a lot of dope records.
Yeah.
Like it ain't a 12-track album like I prefer. Like, I love them little 10, 11, 12, 13 players. Like that's my shit. So the album is long and I still enjoyed it. That's and it's over. I think it's an hour 11 minutes. It's like,
hour and 11. Yeah.
Yeah, me at
only one of I think the intro is the only like spoken word part too, right? I mean, all the rest of them are songs. Am I remembering that right?
Yeah, they rapping on here. That's what I mean. No, it's 19 songs. So you know me, I'm just at minute number 50. I be looking at what record I'm on. Like, hold on, we ain't done, and I didn't do that with this album. I didn't do that. I'd be like, where I've been listening to this for about what's the fuck going on?
Wow, yeah.
That's just how I am. Like at minute number 50, I'd be like, hold on, what track we on?
Yeah, we need to. Most of us, we've had this conversation before, both on Mirror Music and here, like that. When we're at like 40, 45 minutes, you start, okay, we're like, let's
start looking around and shit, like, hold on, what the fuck going on?
Yeah. And honestly, and we've had this conversation about double albums too. Like there aren't many that are worth being that long, right?
Keep those. Yeah. I would have preferred All Eyes on Me just been 20 songs like this. Same thing with Life After Death. No, give me them 20. Give me that 20 pack and just call it a day. But that's about moving units and sales and numbers and stuff.
I mean, you have that many tracks because that gets your streams up. And like I understand why people do it. It's just doesn't mean I want to listen to it all the
time. Look, the 3 best double discs of all time, in my opinion, rap wise. Oh, if you condense them into one album, you got 3 of the greatest rap albums of all time. That's my problem with the double album. It's like, well, I mean, like I've already told people, it's like
it's a but thing.
Like I said, if you allow me to separate All Eyes on Me, Book 1 and Book 2, I will tell you All Eyes on Me is a top 10 album all time. Like Book 1 is. Yeah, it is. It's too much heat on there. Bitches as a Rider, All About You, Scandalous, Hearts of Men, 2 of America's Most Wanted, No More Pain. Every last one of these records I'm listening to is a classic. Not just a good, but How Do You Want It? California Love, like good. Only God can judge. Only God can judge. Man, stop that. That album's a top 10 album. All Eyes on Me is my real problem with the double disc. I'm like, man, he could have just gave us his first one.
And then come back with the second one like a year later or whatever. Like
or 6 months.
Actually, no, it'd have to be longer than that because the album was still playing for a very long time.
Man, that album played through our entire high school years.
That's what I'm saying. It went on for a long time.
There are people still listening to All Eyes on Me in '99 when we graduated. Like,
Yep.
I know I was one of them.
All right, CJ's got a $10 super chat. I found it funny that the first Tribe album is a Tip solo mission with a little Fife, and now De La's last is a Paz solo with a little Dave. Feels like a Native Tongue's full circle moment to me in a weird way.
I like that contextualization, CJ.
Yeah, I do too.
Very astute observation. Yes.
Very good. Very good. So, De La, was it Cabin in the Sky? I remember Cabin, but I can't remember the rest of the name of it because I'm getting old. Cabin in the Sky. We're saying 4.5, give or take. We'll sit with it and see how it goes out. Definitely an album of the year contender. Yeah, man, this has been a really fun show. This has been a really fun show.
Coop, what about that Nas Pete Rock album? Shut the fuck up. Take this pretty out. Get out of my face. What about the Nas J album? Shut up.
You got AI now. You make your own.
Take this prima. Shut up.
Yeah. No, it's going to be good though. It's going to be good. So we good? You have anything else you want to add as we're getting out, other than telling the people to shut up?
You know, reformatting things for the top of the year, but we're still coming with stuff. This year's been a learning lesson, teaching moments. Patience is power. Yeah, we're still coming with more stuff, but I'm back outside. I'm about to start popping back up on y'all.
You'll definitely see us for Nas and Premier at the very least.
Well, also too, and this is what I mean like life just happened for me. My daughter just started college. It's her freshman year. It's her first semester. I just took on this new role. Like it's my life shit. That's my life. That's my real life. That's my career. That's my daughter. That's where the fuck I've been the last 100 days.
This is fun.
Yeah, like this. I love this. I love y'all, but that's my daughter. My career. It's my livelihood. It's how I provide for this family. Exactly. Yeah. I don't play about that shit.
Si's got to go through college. Somebody's got to pay for that, right?
You're damn right. I just paid the fucking school $2,000. That shit ain't cheap.
It is not. It is not. Magic's got a $10 super chat too. He says, "Would you guys say it's one of the best albums of the year heading into 2026? And how do you guys feel about putting late release albums into next year's discussion for best albums?" That's a valid point. That second question I think about a lot, like when the cutoff should be, and whether we should have to have an album out for a month or so, like to be able to sit with it for a little while without being prisoners of the moment. So it's interesting.
The way we've always kind of like handled the cycle, typically has been aligned with the Grammys. But quite frankly, in that place, in that space where it's like, well, when did it come out? Did it come out in 2025?
Yeah. It's much less complicated to talk about it like that.
So if you come out December 31st, 2025, no, you can be album of the year. That's how I look at it, because you don't necessarily have to, like, in 1994, Snoop's running rap, but Illmatic's the rap album that year, because Doggy Style came out the last week in November in 90, or December, or the first week of December in 93.
Right.
I don't give a fuck what came out before Doggy Style came out in 93, outside of Enter the Wu-Tang. And still Doggy Style. You get one? No, it was album of the year. It came out in December. Album of the year.
To me, where I've kind of landed is what you just said. Like that.
When Magic come out? Magic came out on Christmas, right?
Yeah. We spent so much time on Mirror Music, and have spent so much time like trying to figure out where albums fall in the Grammy cycle, because there's a series over on Mirror Music, if you haven't seen it, where we're like recasting albums of the year, the ones that they fucked up really badly. We did some of that, and it's been a year or two ago now, but we spent so much time like saying, okay, does this one fall into this year or this year or this year? Did it come out? Because the Grammy cycle is the 1st of October to the end of September, right? And it's just confusing. It's confusing.
Yeah, fuck all that. Like I said, when the album
it's not
right. December come out December 31st at 11:59, be album of the year.
It could be. I would say we would have to, because most of the album of the year lists are going to come out the last week of December, right? Like that's generally speaking, like when people are going to talk about that. But then we can come back in January and say, hey, actually, this one that came out. Like we can redo that. This is our house. We can do it however we want to do it.
Okay, so back in the day, on A2HH, You know, Mike D and I used to I mean, you think I'm joking? We used to have literal conversations about when we should cut shit off.
Hmm? I
And
remember
Magic
this
and Magic changed all that.
because that was
And I
Christmas, right? Christmas Eve.
yeah, and I was
Yeah.
in Columbia, South Carolina, and Mike was like, "It's like I think we may have to change shit."
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Is it like that?" He's like, "You need to go listen to that." I was like, "Oh," I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "We're gonna have to change shit."
And that
But
was again one of the first albums that I listened to on its release day, like hip hop albums that like I was because I was starting to get into that world with you too because we were doing mirror music and I was listening to the other show at that point, and I have a very specific memory of being walking my dogs like on Christmas Eve evening and texting you like halfway down the street like holy shit did he just say like that was one of those moments. I was like, "Oh, oh, ooh."
so when I get a little disturbed that people keep saying like, "Oh, he should keep on going, keep on," like, do y'all not remember when Magic dropped? How it made all of us feel? That's what
Even I
I'm
remember that.
saying. That's what I'm saying. That didn't happen like 15 years ago. That just happened. Like, you know what I mean? I can
Yeah.
remember me saying that this guy was the greatest MC of all time before this run, listening to Magic, and being like, if
Ooh.
he never does anything else, I and I can remember everybody else echoing those sentiments when Magic came out.
Mhm.
So why are we doing this now? That's what I'm saying. It's like, no, when Magic came out, all y'all was cool if it stopped right there. Yes, you
Mhm.
were. Because you were here with me when I was saying the shit, and you was co-signing my shit when I said it.
Amen.
Like, like, look, I done tried all the drugs, but I don't do them anymore. So like my memory's not like shot. Like, so like, you know, like
Yeah.
I very much remember being here and all of us being completely
I remember
satisfied
that.
with his
I
career at
remember it.
that point.
Mhm.
All of you were satisfied with his career at that point. Don't
Mhm.
act like that didn't happen. And
No.
then you got KD3 after that. That's what is going on?
And 2 more Magics, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
time to end the show. Time to end the show.
It is. It's been a lot of fun. Thank y'all for hanging out. De La Soul, Cabin in the Sky, 4.5, at least
4.5.
from initial listens. Um, that's Coop. I'm Andrew, and we out, I guess. See y'all later. Peace out.
Yo, Coop, you gonna do an album with Nas?